Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Divorce Coach Diaries. Today I am calling our episode How to Give Equal Airtime. And here's what I mean by that. It is so easy and it's our default mode to look for what's wrong. Look for what's wrong, worry about what we think might go wrong, and disregard most of the good. And this makes sense. This means that our brain is doing its job. Our brain has three main jobs: avoid pain, seek pleasure, conserve energy. Our brain is constantly on the lookout for one of those three things. It thinks it's being useful, and our brain doesn't know the difference between emotional danger, needing to feel negative emotions or the possibility of negative emotion, and real physical danger, like about to be hit by a bus or being chased by a bear. So, if this sounds like you, if your brain's default mode is to worry and notice the negative, don't worry. It makes sense why. But we can learn to be in charge of our brains. We get to be the manager. And why does our brain look out for that, anyways? A big reason is that we don't want to get kicked out of the tribe. And we think that if we say the wrong thing, if we do the wrong thing, if we've offended someone perhaps, that we might get kicked out of the tribe and die. Now, that sounds dramatic, I know, but our brain doesn't know the difference, and it's okay. It's trying its best to protect us, and it's doing a really good job of it usually, because sometimes we really do need protection. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's worth it to make a hard choice or to feel negative emotion. So, what do I mean by give equal airtime? I mean, spend at least as much time dreaming and thinking and noticing the good as we do worrying or ruminating on the possibility of pain, the possibility of hardships, thinking about things that already did go wrong and worrying about those things maybe going wrong again in the future. We usually, as humans, live on this side, thinking about and worrying about things that haven't happened yet. So, what is worry? Worrying is trying to control the future and trying to prevent what we think might happen. Worrying is made up, it's all in the future. Even if we think we're worried about something that already happened, the only reason that we're worrying about it is because we're afraid it's going to happen again. So, giving equal airtime literally means intentionally focusing on what might go right instead of only noticing and focusing on what might go wrong. And if you're like most of us, this does not come naturally to you. So, what do we do? How do we shift that needle just a little bit closer into the equal range? Maybe you notice yourself fixating and worrying 90% of the time. Let's move that needle 10% over. Worry 80% of the time and 20% positive and dreaming. Because here is the reality. We don't know what's going to happen. None of us knows what the future holds, so we might as well dream up amazing things happening. What is the downside? There is no downside to dreaming and to believing that positive things are headed our way. Because here's the reality. What we focus on becomes our results. So here's one thing that I think is really useful, and I know it's going to sound silly, so stay with me. Schedule time to worry. If we don't learn to be in charge of our brain, and if you find yourself worrying and ruminating and just fixating on things that you think might go wrong, especially if this worrying is keeping you stuck, keeping you from moving forward, actually taking action that you do want to take, schedule time every day to worry. Maybe that's while you are on your way to work every morning. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, do all your worrying then. And take the train all the way down the tracks. We're going to worry big. We're going to commit, and we're going to do it for 10 or 15 minutes. We're going to do all the worst case scenarios. We're going to try to think up every possible thing that we might be worried about. And then when those 10 or 15 minutes are up, we're finished and we're going to change the channel. And I know this is easier said than done, but with practice, it will get easier. It will. You will get used to it. And throughout the day, you're most likely going to think of things that you're worried about when it's appropriate. And when these worries are not pressing, which they usually aren't, we're going to tell ourselves, okay, we're going to remember that and we're going to worry about it in the morning during our worry time. And then we change the channel. We think on purpose about something else. Maybe to redirect your brain, you turn on a podcast. Maybe you turn some music on. And you get your brain focused in some other way than on those persistent worries. And then it'll come back up again, things that you're worried about. Oh, remember, we're not going to worry about that until tomorrow morning at 7:30 when we're on our way to work. Okay. And we move on. So try it out. Schedule worry time. And on the other flip side of this, schedule your dream time. Think about all the incredible things that might happen in your life. And maybe these are things that are harder for you to even come up with. So, what I like to do sometimes is imagine myself and my ideal life in, say, 2 years. I envision this girl. I think about her. I wonder and I think about, what does she wear every day? What's her job? Who does she live with? What does her bedroom look like? What does she eat for breakfast? What does she do to take care of herself? What is she learning? What books does she read? Does she have a partner? What is that person like? What is their relationship like? What are the things that she loves most about this person? Who does she live with? Where does she live? Does she live in the same place that she lives in right now? Has she moved? What does it look like outside when she goes outside? Who does she spend her time with? What time does she go to bed at night? What time does she get up in the morning? What is she really good at that she's not good at right now? And I spend time thinking about that girl and her life. And here's the crazy thing about it. The things that we focus on become our reality. This is true and it is wild and amazing. So get to work thinking about the things that you actually want instead of just trying to prevent what you don't want. Think about and go to work creating what you do. Give equal airtime. And soon enough, you're going to figure out that you might not need equal airtime for worrying and for dreaming or manifesting. You might find that you live very comfortably in the dreaming and manifesting part, and that is going to be amazing. One of my most favorite thoughts that I'm going to offer you in closing is my life is going to be more amazing than I could even dream up. What if it's true? There is no downside for me believing that. I practice believing that every single day. And you know what? I actually do genuinely believe it. And I find evidence that it is true every day. And it is true in ways that I could not have predicted and could not have dreamed up. But amazing things happen when we go to work creating things that we want. Of course, we can't predict it. It's never going to turn out exactly how we think it will. Life never goes to plan, but it can be better. And if you allow for it, and if you start practicing believing it, you will create those things. So, my friends, if you want help practicing this, or if you think that's great for you, it doesn't apply for my situation, you don't know my story, come and test it out with me and let's see if we can figure it out together. Because you don't have to worry all the time. You don't have to live in the negative and in the pain. Something different is available to you. So come and book a free coaching call with me. I would love to meet you. I can't wait. This is work worth doing. Creating a life that you want is worth it, and it produces beautiful things. So come and find me, friends. Meg the Divorce Coach everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, website. Book a free call. I can't wait to meet you. Have a fantastic weekend.